to force illiteracy amongst us so that you wouldn't read. And they give you idol gods so you wouldn't feel it's necessary to read. See, because you just believe stuff. You know, he killed your baby. Oh, just believe it's all right. Right with wife. Oh, it's all right with the Lord. Oh, I'm a man of God, God-fearing. And they say all that stuff, and we start carrying that stuff along too. You know what I mean? They just live off of us. But once you know the truth of divinity and spirituality, you know all that is fiction. However, you know the common people don't know that. They associate religion with Allah. Allah has no associates. Can't be bought or sold, and it ain't like some, you know, slot machine where every week it costs nickels, costs money to make them work, and then the prayers don't work after Sunday and all that kind of crap. You understand what I'm saying? He's not subordinate to money, which is subordinate to man. Isn't it funny how all these gods are always broke that people introduce them to? I'm serious. And the people never question it because they don't know that sorcerers are operating. They don't know that most of these people are sorcerers. And if you really said that, they would want to lynch you too, just like they did Jesus. And I'll just tell you this lesson. You know his name was Joshua, but remember when Jesus came amongst his own and they received him not? You know what the truth is? Organized religionists and the political state in conspiracy plotted his assassination and carried it out in partnership, in secret meetings, in their lodges, and then told the world, there's a separation of church and state. And you believe them. The devil did it, and we got to raise the money to fight the devil and to do God's work. And you believe them. And you've been doing it ever since. This is back to a lesson to fight with, brother. Do you understand where I come from? So the point of you got to turn, you got to give the people such information that they be willing on their own to turn religion back to the Romans. Not hate it, but turn it back to them and go back to those principles of their ancient mothers and fathers, which is spirituality, cosmology, based on that which is. Do you understand? And that doesn't change. When you stop seeing universality in principles, start looking for the lie. These are standards that every being on the planet must have. Because these are keys to civilization. They must be known. They must be taught. So for you to teach them, you must free yourself of idol god worship. You must know the difference between custom and truth. This is the reason why when you really study, now you look at your nationality cards. What is one of the things that Noble Drawley did with a nationality card most people don't even pay attention to? Say, we honor all divine prophets. What? Confucius? Name them. Jesus? What? Buddha? Muhammad? And Ali. What is he telling you? Now that's your first key that you get when you nationalize. It means go study them. Because your sciences are hidden within all of them. You're reversing the polarity. But you're not taking the ritual, you're stripping the ritual and taking the spiritual foundation and principles, the unification of the nation. And so Muslims, Moors have always been known to do what when they ruled? To even help Christians build churches. Tolerance. That's why Moors have been known for that. Why? Because we know that religion is a solace system that was set up by the Moors to keep harmony and peace in society for the common people. Where you would rule yourself and not act like animals. However, you're to be taught the liberal arts and things of science so that you know that when you become a child, when you become an adult, you put away the childish concepts and deal with science. Now Adam ain't no longer Adam sitting there with, a leaf over his wiener diener, and you know that Adam is atom. And you start dealing with the structure of all matter. And you know that Eve is evolution. But that's for adults. But when they're a child, you give them little building blocks, don't you? And that's all. That's all it ever has been. But the leaders ain't going to tell because they'll lose their, funding, won't they? Huh? They'll lose their lunch money. Creator. They're ordained by the state. And they're partners with them. But of course, we don't want to deal with reality, do we? Huh? So when people begin to really study government principles, study issues of jurisprudence, etc., they begin to find out certain principles, just like when they go down and get a marriage license, right? Then they study to find out comes under Article 39 of police powers. Has nothing to do with divine, nothing between you and God and all this stuff. No, it has to do with the corporation state, which makes your children, your offspring, the property of the state. And then they take that birth certificate and then auction it off. They send all the birth certificates. What state, what part of that Pennsylvania where they send all the birth certificates? Huh? No, across the country. We talking about just... No, somewhere. I apologize for getting, because it slipped my mind. But they send all the birth certificates there, and they're marketed. They're stock. They're stock certificates.